everybody, and welcome back to another Thursday Shuffle. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, we're back again with a bunch of random packs. We've got, of course, Khans of Tarkir, Guilds of Ravnica, Unstable, Journey into Nyx, Aether Revolt, Ravnica Allegiances, Ultimate Masters, and New Phyrexia. Look at that. We've got some sweet packs here. I'm just going to shuffle them up like I do every week. You hear the crinkling? Not many people shuffle sealed packs, I guess, right? I mean, at least, this is a sort of new experience for me since I started this series. And then what we do is we just lay it flat like so. We get out our trusty D8 that hopefully you guys can read there. Look at that sweet pink D8. And then we roll it. And we got 8. So we take the one off the bottom. We're taking the one off the bottom. Okay, I'm going to roll again, though. We're taking the one off the bottom. And we got 7s. We're taking the 2 off the bottom. What are we opening today, folks? Looks like we're opening up Unstable. And Khans? Khans of Tarkir. Cool. Let's see what we find. Unstable has some pretty hilarious cards in it. Also those sweet full art lands, right, that everybody always wants. Now these decks are interesting too because you end up with these things in the back. This is the token, but then you have the contraptions like this, and this is the back of the contraption, right? So your contraption cards have the cranks on them: Sprocket 1, Sprocket 2, Sprocket 3, and you crank them at the beginning of each upkeep. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a contraption, move the crank counter to your next sprocket and crank any number of that sprocket's contraptions. So also the interesting thing about this is it's move the counter to the next sprocket and crank any number of the sprocket's contraptions, which means it's a May. You don't have to crank them. So anyway, we got a sweet foil goblin token. Look at that. Very good. Lots of bombs dropping around him there. Sounds like a typical goblin day out, to be honest. And we've got a chipper chopper. He's so chipper. Right out, governor. And chip chop chippy. Chip chap chipperoo. Isn't that's how it goes, right? That's how they sound, I think, right? We got hoisted hireling, which is it has flying as long as you're holding it above the battlefield like this. Or maybe like this. Or maybe like this. Maybe you're holding it just like this. Above the battlefield. Ooh, it's got flying. I tap it. I love Unstable. This set was so fun to draft and play. Painiac. Good old Painiac. Time out. Putting a man inside a jar. Holy moly. Does Adam Savadan know that they've put a goblin in a jar and thrown him into a pile of treasure and left him? It's not even a pile of treasure, it's a pile of cookies. There's a whole pile of cookies around this goblin. It's just cookies. Look at this. Can you even see it? I thought it was like treasure, like gold coins and stuff. It's not. It's like chocolate chip cookies. And there's a rat here eating some of them in front of the goblin. Hilarious. Hilarious. Shaggy Camel. Ah, this is like one of the host. This is a host creature instead of an augment card. So the augment cards have this weird thing and then the bracket like right on the edge, and you put it over top of this. It's interesting. So that's a host. So the host is like so. It says when this creature enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So the idea is that when you put an augment on it, it has a different trigger. So now this part of the when it enters the battlefield changes to something else. It's a really cool mechanic. Let's see if we can find another card here that talks about it. Willing Test Subject. One of the cards that's just pay 6, roll a 6-sided die, and it says whenever you roll a 4 or higher on a die, put a 1/1 counter on a willing test subject. So like. There's a whole bunch of mechanics in this set which are around rolling dice and all that kind of stuff. Delighted Killbot. Ooh, Beast in Show. So again, here's another one that's interesting. This is so there's alternate versions and alternate art for a number of cards from this set. So this Beast in Show is what looks like some sort of like woolly ram or goat or something. I don't know. It's got teeth like it's some sort of carnivore, but it's also got these huge horns. I don't know. Who knows? Staff of the Letter Magus. Good old... A symbol of blank in blank times. Oh, pay F. Type F in chat. They put it right on the card. And then that was our first uncommon, right? Yeah, it was our first uncommon. We have another uncommon here, Slaying Mantis. Looks like it's jumping off the top rope here. Just getting ready to smash these. Just a second. As long as this spell is on the stack, players can't move cards on the battlefield. Hilarious. Oh, there you go. There's an augment card. So here's an augment card, steam powered. So we could have a steam powered camel, for instance. And what this steam power does is it just says pay 5. But it also gives the camel +0/+4, which is interesting. Right? So here you've got this steam powered camel. And the interesting thing about the augment is it costs you this to reveal it from your hand and attach it, essentially. So now it has pay 5, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn, which is not amazing. But there are some other creatures that do some pretty sweet stuff as the hosts that paying 5 would definitely be useful for. And then we got X as our rare, which is an interesting card. It's blue and black. As long as X is in its owner's hand, as long as X is in X's owner's opponent's hand, X's owner may cast X and activate X's abilities. That opponent can't cast X and plays with his or her hand revealed. Pay a blue and a black, tap, put X into target opponent's hand, or pay 3, 1, a blue and a black, and you may play a card in the same hand as X without paying its mana cost. Super random and weird, but also cool. Such a weird card. And then, of course, we got our nice full art forest here. There it is. Very nice. And then our contraptions, which we got a Lackey Recycler and a Sap Sucker. So the Lackey Recycler is whenever you crank Lackey Recycler, put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Seems pretty good. And then the Sap Sucker is whenever you crank Sap Sucker, add green mana to your mana pool. Until end of turn, this mana doesn't empty from your mana pool as steps and phases end. Cool. Cool. So there you go. It's pretty neat little pack. Unstable was a fun set. If you ever get the chance to draft this at an event or with friends or family or at your local game store, do it. I don't care how much it costs. As long as you can afford it, you should do it. It's a phenomenal experience and well worth the time. So now we're into cons. Cons, you're looking for those sweet fetch lands, right? I mean, that's what everyone wants at a cons, right? So we got Rush of Battle, Disdainful Stroke, Swift Kick, right to the face, Sage Eye Harrier, Dutiful Return, Archer's Parapet. This card was phenomenal. I loved playing this card in the Abzan deck. It was just great. A 0/5 wall for 2 that you can pay 2 and they lose a life. Yes, I will take it every day. Throttle. -4/-4 until end of turn for 5. Yep. Scout the Borders. Lens of Clarity. Shambling Ascendance, another interesting card. Delve. That was what sort of came around with the cons block here. So you can see here, Delve, it's like, this costs 8. Well, really, it costs you a black and maybe exiling a bunch of cards. But it's a 3/5 Death Toucher, which is not too shabby. We're into our uncommons here. We got Master the Way. Draw a card. Master the Way deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of cards in your hand. We got Pinewalker. Ah, yes, the morphs. Pinewalker was a phenomenal bomb in Limited, if I remember correctly. So it's a 5/5 for 5, and it says, however, if you pay the 3 to put it face down, and then you can pay 5, but only needs 1 green instead of 2 green to flip it face up. And it says when it flips face up, when it or another creature you control is turned face up, untap that creature. Yeah, so not only that, but you get to untap, like it's the best thing about this morph was its ability isn't only when it unmorphs, it's also when other creatures unmorph. So it's a 5/5 for 5 that you don't have to play morphed if you don't want to. It's really good, but it also just got people all the time because you'd have it as a 2/2 morph. You swing in with it, they don't block. They swing at you, you pay the morph cost, untap it, block them, right? Like, it's just a good combat trick. Nomad Outpost, giving you that sweet what is that, Mardu life right there. Red, white, black. And then our rare, oh, look at that! That's what everyone's looking for. How about a Bloodstained Mire? That's pretty sweet. Nice little fetch land. We'll take it. I know that they're being reprinted in Theros, but I mean, that's only certain ones, right? Is the Bloodstained Mire in there? I don't even know, to be honest. I'm sure it is, but who knows. Anyway, we got a nice little Plains as well. There you go. But we got a sweet Bloodstained Mire. We got a sweet Full Art Forest. We got X. We got some pretty good commons and uncommons from cons there, as well as, I mean, the Unstable Pack is just fun to watch and look at. So anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Thursday Shuffle. Come back next week. We still have some spicy packs in here. We got Ultimate Masters, New Phyrexia, Journey into Nyx, Ravnica Allegiances, Aether Revolt, Guilds of Ravnica, and we're going to add 2 more packs. So who knows what they'll be, but they'll be something spicy, I'm sure. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, may your pulls ever be better.